The Chubbs and Casey Show.
The Chubbs and Casey Show.
Mornings on 106.9 K-Hits.
It's all fun and games until someone gets bullied by a kid and then they go,
And it's still really funny.
I don't know how to deal with it. It's not funny. My wife laughed at it too, and I go, thanks. Cool. I don't have anyone that I can talk to about this. So instead of what I'll do, I'll talk to the people who love me most. My sweet, adorable, beautiful, lovely audience.
Okay.
The people we cherish the most. Well, other than my sweet family, of course. Don't get me wrong.
And me?
But yeah,
I've got to be in there somewhere, right?
Yes, you're in the family.
I like
you're part
giving
of my
out.
family.
Likewise, exactly. But that is the thing about family is that we make fun of each other for all of our downfalls.
Okay.
Right? And that's what's so great about it. Yes?
I would like to raise my hand and say if we could not do that right here, that'd be awesome.
You don't want me to make fun of you?
Yeah, feel free not to, because
it's gonna be hard.
This one was a little extra sensitive, and I now don't know how to deal with it. And my wife immediately goes, "You're being weak." Because what I want to do, or I'll just tell you guys.
Yeah, what's going on?
So my wife is a little scared. She's got a bad history with driving in any kind of snow.
Yeah.
Or the ice.
Yeah.
We won't get into it, but any wreck my wife
No
or
details
accident
needed.
my wife's ever been in, it's only been in the snow. So now she's like scared to drive in it. And yesterday I told her, I was like, don't be afraid. Look, it's okay. Here, I'll drive you.
Mm-hmm.
So I drove her to work.
That's very nice of you, too.
The only reason it just gets weird because then I have to go pick her up. And if our son Dallas is asleep, it gets like, having to wake him up and he's like, the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand that.
But I don't want her stressed out. And so.
Which is a really bravo.
It's all a team. So
seriously, good job.
I was happy to take her. And when I get back in the neighborhood, I see there's about 3 kids out playing. And I go, guys, it is still, kids just don't have skin, I guess, that can feel the temperature.
They don't have a temperature.
Because I don't know what it is. I am freezing. I run inside. So
ironically, we talked about this just last week before any of like the actual winter weather of like snow and ice came along. And I told you, I'm like almost, I don't know, I'd say 50% of the kids at my kids' school wear shorts all winter long. And I'm like, how do you guys do this? But it's no exception either. And especially when it gets this cold, and especially when you're out in the snow and it's wet and everything, you got to be careful.
Well, especially in my street, because the street's not, even if it's not all cleared out. So I try to go slow in it, and I'm immediately freaked out because I don't want to bump into a curb, yet alone a kid. So now I'm like waiting for them to clear out of the way so they can see me.
Sure.
And they kind of move to the curb, and then I pull in my driveway, and I was like, I have to get my son Dallas out of the car seat, which... Yeah. It's not usually my, whenever I get out of the car, it's not my duty. Usually my wife will do that.
Okay.
And so I got out of the car and I looked behind me. The second I turned around, whoop, I got hit in the face with a snowball. I mean, and then all I hear is the innocent, sweetest laughter. I mean, these kids erupted. And let me say, I also don't know them. Okay. I have never seen these kids a day in my life in this neighborhood.
Do you wonder if they're over there just to cause trouble? Like they left their own neighborhood to go to another one to like pick on people like yourself?
Well, I didn't think of that, until now, but yeah. Well, no, actually, this is pathetic because I watched them walk home because I immediately go, hey, what's your issue? I got a baby right here.
Yeah, for real. You didn't do anything.
I didn't have him on me yet, but I'm about to have a baby.
He's in here.
Last thing I need is to be attacked with a snowball.
Right.
And so they just start laughing, and he starts rolling up another one, like packing it up as they're looking at me. And his buddy chunks him one.
No.
And it's not like breakaway snow. It's freezing enough. So
it's cold.
So I then go.
And hard.
Hey, I'm going to pack up some too to throw back. And I'm like, I can't do that because that's my luck. The second I start packing it up and the second I throw a Nolan Ryan pitch at this kid.
Out walks mom.
No.
That's exactly.
Yeah. Or dad who's 7'4" and
also
loves to fight. And I'm like, oh no.
Also a possibility for sure. So you didn't throw one back, did you?
No, of course not. I immediately grabbed my son Dallas as a shield to go. See, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I was
Come on now.
No, I go, don't you throw another one at me? And they go, what are you going to do? And I go, what am I going to do?
Did you run inside?
I go, I'm going to go get your mom is what I'm going to do. Don't throw it at me. And they start laughing at me more. And I go,
I don't know that was the best.
That was the weakest one.
Either.
It was the weakest response.
Know.
So I immediately go, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. So
did you just go inside?
Well, I was
to
like,
leave?
I kind of cried. I was like, just leave me
You
alone.
did not cry.
Well, I
You
didn't
did
cry
not.
in their face. No, I got to get my son Dallas out of the car. But I was like, just stop. Just go.
Cut it out, guys.
Go home. Do whatever you
It's
guys were doing.
It's not funny. I don't want to play.
So they laughed at me, and I watched what house they went to. I didn't even know that guy had kids there. But
Really?
So I was gonna go write a note and leave it and tell them what they were doing. But
No. No. Okay, what did Angie say? Did she say that was ridiculous
She
and
said
that
I
you
was
need to move on?
I was being weak, and I should
Agreed.
Just
No. You want to leave a note
Um,
because you're too afraid to go actually have the conversation with the parents.
I wasn't afraid to have the conversation.
You're not?
They were just at the house, and now
You're
I
not?
couldn't. I couldn't. They were out. I couldn't. I didn't want to go talk to have them open the door and go.
I don't want to.
What do you want? And I'm like,
What if
I didn't want
you
nothing.
went to tell on them and they open the door and the mom has a snowball and gets you in the face?
Well,
And then they go,
I guess you're.
Doyle rules.
I go. You're a product of your environment.
You're listening to the Chubbs and Casey Show.
Every morning.
106.9 K